Hi there, I'm professional psychic Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, October 3rd, 2021. So, I'm going to talk about the transits for the week this week, including a new moon in Libra on Wednesday, and then do mini readings for all 12 signs. I'll put the timestamps below. Wanted to remind everybody that I'm doing 1 minute daily videos on Instagram, Karen Marie Psychic, and on Facebook, on both my personal page and my professional page, Psyched Up. So I also want you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit like, comment, share it with your friend. I'd appreciate it greatly. And thanks to all of you guys who watch every week. Appreciate you very muchly. Okay, so today on Sunday, we have the sun. It's been at 10 degrees of Libra, and it's been across the skies from Chiron at 10 degrees in Aries. So, Chiron is the wounded healer. The sun represents our heart, it's the luminary, it's shining the light on. So, there's this tug of war that's been going on today between where we might have felt wounded and particularly when it comes to our relationships to other people, because the sun in Libra is about relationships. It's also about balancing the scales and justice and fairness. So if you've had any wounding when it comes to feeling like life is fair, that you've been treated justly, that could have been coming up today or recently. And also just how the world sees you. Do you see me correctly? Woundedness we feel with other people and our relationships to others could be coming up for healing, for clearing, for resolving that tension, that woundedness. So wherever Chiron is, the glyph looks like a key, is where we're healing something societally, right? Where the transiting Chiron is. And then in our birth chart, it's where we came in with some wounding from past lives, and it's where we experience sort of that groove that we like on the old vinyl record where it skips every time. We have these karmic patterns that go again and again and again. So once we heal the wound, it becomes a place of great strength instead. So there's an opportunity to heal relationships and how you feel about your relationships with others, how you perceive that others see you. Those are all areas. And again, fairness and justice, those are all key themes that could have been coming up for you. Okay, so we also have the sun. It's traipsing forward in Libra this week. It's right behind Mars. Like they're 2 degrees apart today. They're going to get 1 degree apart over the next couple of days. And then by Friday, the sun and Mars will be conjunct. What does that mean? Say many of you who like go, I'm speaking Greek, right? The sun represents our heart. Mars is our ego, how we take action, how we move forward in the world. So when Mars is in Libra, it can be a lot of, well, do I do this? Do I do that? I don't know. Maybe this, maybe that. Sun in Libra, same thing. If you know anybody that's a Libra sun, moon, or rising, you may experience this sort of wishy-washiness. Oh, I don't know, or I don't care going on. So these two coming together is like our heart and how we put energy into the world really coming together. There's a really beautiful alignment this week. Like it feels like it's getting congruent, right? There's some energy congruent. So the inner planets, sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, all really define our personality in the birth chart. And then as they're transiting, they affect us more personally. Mercury, which is retrograde, we usually all feel that, right? Right now, Mercury's at 22 degrees. 22 is I feel and I feel some more. The two is about feelings, and it's can be a breakdown breakthrough. Anything that leads to a four, for itself, 13 or 22, these are degrees that the planets get into, can be a breakdown breakthrough. I know this, my moon's at 22 degrees of Aries, so my whole life has felt like breakdown breakthrough, and I feel everything some more. So you may be feeling this with Mercury communication. So when Mercury goes backwards, it's just an illusion, but when it goes backwards in the skies, we can retrace our thoughts, retrace our steps, have communication where we go back over things, and then classically breakdowns in communication, breakdowns in technology, transportation, travel. These are all ways that Mercury retrograde can show up. So it's in Libra as well. So we've got this party in Libra with the Sun and Mars and Mercury, all putting our attention on fairness and justice and relationships, right? So there's extra emphasis in our personal lives in this way. We have a whole bunch of outer planets beyond Mercury being retrograde. We have the Jupiter's retrograde, Saturn's retrograde, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Chiron, right? So this is a lot of what that tells me is there's not a lot of external movement. A lot of the what we're going through right now is on an internal level. So there's a lot of shifts and changes that are happening internally, and then with our just close circle of people that affect our lives on a daily basis. Like in terms of major movement forward, we're kind of all at a standstill. So the moon's in Virgo right now, and it will be again on Monday, tomorrow. So this brings our attention to details. Virgos are about details. Virgos also ruled by Mercury. So we can put our we can overthink things, right? When the moon's in Virgo, we can also be perfectionistic. Anybody who has Virgo in their chart, especially like sun, moon, rising, can be extra critical, extra detail oriented. A lot of artists, architects, engineers, people who have to have strong details in their work life, um, can be Virgos. Virgo moon is one of the hardest because you can be really harsh on yourself. The moon is our internal world, our feelings. And so there's just this, it's also attention to detail in a positive way. It can be perfectionism. That's like taking it to the nth degree, but it also can be noticing the details and getting things organized. Virgo is about health. And so we have extra energy. Okay, I'm going to eat right today. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to get plenty of rest. I'm going to keep things in balance in my life. So these are all the themes that you may be feeling with the moon in Virgo. So tomorrow on Monday, Uranus goes to 13 degrees. It's backwards, right? It's 14 now. It goes back to 13. Here's another one of these fours. Uranus is already the great awakener. Sudden unexpected curveballs are Uranus's specialty. It's in Taurus. Back to 13 now. That's the number of Uranus, 4. Like it rules that. So it's like there can be these sudden unexpected things. I mean, Uranus in Taurus has been bringing curveballs. It's been squaring loosely Saturn all year. So it's been bringing sudden unexpected things in terms of how we structure our lives. Also, literally shaking up the earth, volcanoes, earthquakes, I'm expecting floods, right? Tornadoes, just weird, wacky weather, right? The earth feels like it's being shook. And that's Uranus, the great awakener, in Taurus, the earth, right? It's also shaking up relationships because Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is about our love, who we love, what we love, how we receive energy. So there's that, a lot of relationships are being shaken up. Again, there's a lot of emphasis on relationships with Sun, Mars, and Mercury in Libra, the relationship sign. It's also ruled by Venus, right? So both of these, when they have a lot of planets in Venus, we look to where's Venus? Venus is in the last degrees of Scorpio. She'll actually move into Sag on Thursday, Sagittarius. So the last degrees of Scorpio. Scorpio is the deep, dark waters. It's going deep within. So in our relationships, how do we really feel about the people in our lives? Boundaries. Scorpio can be about setting boundaries. In the last degrees, it can be, what do I want for my future? You can be thinking about the future of your relationships or what kind of relationships you want in your future. Also, what do I love? Am I putting energy towards the things I love in my life? Like, I want to pursue music. I want to pursue art. I want to pursue dancing. I love that. Are you putting energy into that? Are you setting the causes now to create a future where you can receive the things that you love? So when Venus moves into Sag on Thursday, there's an emphasis. Sag is about learning. It's about our belief systems. It's about spirituality, higher higher evolution of learning. So there can, and it's a fire sign. It's like, ooh, I love everyone. So Venus can like be in a party in Sag. She's also going to cross over the South Node on Thursday, right? So the South Node, well, she doesn't cross it on Thursday, I don't think. I think she crosses it um like Friday or closer to the weekend because she moves into Sag on Thursday, and the South Node will move from 3 to 2 degrees. The nodes change on Tuesday. The moon goes into Libra. The nodes are at 3. The nodes always move backwards, and these are points in the sky. So the North Node, the nodes take about a year and a half to move through a sign. So the North Node's been moving through Gemini. So it's been feeling like Mercury retrograde really for about a year and a half. The nodes switch signs in the middle of January. So we're at the very end of these themes of the North Node and Gemini, which puts our attention on what we think. Moving, the 3 is that what do we believe? And moving to 2 this week, it's like, what do I feel? And so feelings become prominent this week with the North Node at 2 degrees. And then the South Node, which is always opposite in the skies, is moving to 2 degrees of Sag. The South Node is past life karma. It's where we're releasing things, releasing our beliefs. Like we can really go, wait, I always felt this way. You may have a shift in your feelings, your deep seated beliefs this week with the South Node shifting to 2 degrees. And Venus will cross over that later this week. So there's, to me, this is an opportunity for past life loves to come into your life too, even with them getting closer, conjunct. Anything within 10 degrees is considered conjunct. So the Venus has already conjunct the South Node. The closer it gets, or when it gets exact, that's when we really feel the potency of a combo of planets, right? So Venus is going to be going over the South Node, and the moon is going to be crossing over Venus. That's all kind of happening. It seems like that's happening on Saturday. So by the end of the weekend, there's this beautiful kiss, and you may have a coming together with someone that you've known from a past life. There could be people that are already in your life that you've had known for many lifetimes, and just something is illuminated or highlighted about that later this week. The big event for the week is the new moon in Libra on Wednesday morning. It's going to be 6:05 a.m. here in Austin, Texas, Wednesday morning. What's super, so here's another 13, another breakdown, breakthrough. I really think it's going to be more about breakthrough this week. Even though 4s can break things down, there's always a, like, the egg, right, has to crack open for a new chick to come out, right? So there's a new birth, a rebirth energy to me, breakthrough energy this whole week with the Uranus moving to 13 degrees. There's the nodes moving to 2, feeling like feelings are heightened. The Wednesday's a powerful day, in addition to the new moon, which is always about a new beginning. And so you definitely, when you go to sleep Tuesday night, you want to set the intention for what you want for the new moon. Like if you're an early riser and you get up to have the experience of the new moon, that's always lovely to do a ritual around the new moon. You could create your own, but it's really good to, because we go through these cycles, right? The moon's, the moon's tide, moon makes the tides, right? Ebb and flow. We're made of mostly of water, so the moon pulls us. So the new moon is a subtler energy. The full moon, of course, brings out things in a heightened emotional way. The new moon is more subtle, and we don't always feel a new moon, but it is initiating spark. It's a new beginning. This moon is even more powerful because the sun and moon are always together in the skies for a new moon, but also conjunct exactly together is Mars right in there. So our heart, our emotions, and how we put action into the world, like it's all coming together, like click, 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 click. Like there's going to be this huge, like, aha, eureka moment coming together. This is going to be quincunxing Uranus. So it could be like, wow, like I could have had a V8 kind of thing, super intensive. Also on Wednesday, Pluto, the outer planet that moves the most slowly, representing death and transformation, goes direct. We're already been feeling that. It's like the Titanic turning around when these outer planets are starting to shift directions. So this is a transformative new moon in Libra relationships in particular. So there can be new beginnings. And it's not always just on the day itself, like it's heralding a new beginning and like a new theme for this next whole lunar cycle. So wherever the planets are when the moon is new, is like that's like setting the stage for how this lunar cycle is going to be. We'll have a full moon a couple of weeks from now in Aries, right? I'll talk about that more as it gets closer to that. But this new moon in Libra, new beginnings in relationships, breakthroughs in relationships. There can definitely be some breakdowns in relationships, especially with Venus at the time of the new moon. She's at 28 degrees of Scorpio, almost at the end of the ride through Scorpio. And she's like, nope, no more of this. Secrets can be revealed when things are in Scorpio too, because it's the deep, dark waters. Strong intuition can be happening that day. Pluto is about death and transformation. It's also about power struggles and who has power and control in your life. So it could be new beginning about standing up for yourself, right? Taking the power back that you've given away with all this Libra energy. You can have given your energy away and you're like, no, I'm reclaiming my power. Thank you very much. Bringing it back in, reeling it back in. So it is a revelation day, revolutionary day, transformative day I see on Wednesday. I'll be picking up my new kitten on Wednesday, so I'm excited about that. So that'll be how I'm celebrating the new moon. So Venus moves into Sag on Thursday. The moon will move into Scorpio, so it can be super sensitive. We can all feel super sensitive and raw and like want to crawl under a rock like scorpions do. Like you might feel like, ooh, like again, new moons can be quiet, but with this Pluto energy added to it, it's not going to be as quiet as usual. I think that's what I'm feeling. On Friday, Sun and Mars conjunct. The moon's in Scorpio. There's this potent energy of I can do it. I can move things forward. Yes, let's do this. Again, with the moon in Scorpio, there could be just deep level diving in relationships, deep level conversations. Mercury's retrograde, right? So you can go deep into conversations. I mean, you can have conversations. Mars is also the god of war, right? So the sun close to Mars can make people who aren't in touch with their feelings or have unresolved feelings, that stuff can be spit up this week too. There's that backdrop as well. Like if people are extra pissy this week, like, that may be what's going on. The sun and Mars stirring, especially if you're an Aries, right? Because Aries is ruled by Mars. So there's a strong energy. It can be the propulsion, like you put on the jetpack and you can really move yourself forward. That energy can happen as well. On Saturday, we have Mercury and Mars and the sun all together in the sky. So, because Mercury's going backwards, sun's moving forward, and they convene on Saturday. So there's this, again, this illumination and focus on communication, our thoughts, what we're thinking about things, rethinking things. The South Node is conjunct Venus that day. The moon's crossing over Venus that day too. So this could be a day where you meet someone or come together with someone. I'm having my 40-year high school reunion on that day, so it should be super interesting. I wonder if anybody in our class is going to be hooking up. Just wondering, just throwing that out there. Great conversations are going to be happening. I know that. And then on Sunday, Saturn goes direct. So we have two outer planets going forward that have been retrograde this week. So this is a shift in storylines, right? This is a shift in how we restructure the boundaries in our life. This is powerful, powerful week, I feel. A lot of it may be internal. It may definitely be showing up in your relationships as well. So Venus into Sag is also like about new adventures, new ways to explore things. So you may, I don't know, it feels like there's new themes coming through about relationships. And some of this, I don't know, weighing back and forth, like you may have that aha clarity. Like if you've been uncertain in a particular relationship or unclear, you may get some big reveals this week. If there's been a power struggle going on somewhere in your life, you're like, I'm taking my power back. Thank you. That's going on this week. restructuring your life, like moon in Virgo, like details like that also can be like getting things in order, moving things around in your house. That all can happen like today, tomorrow kind of energy. So I think this is a really great week. Uh, the emotional thing, I mean, with the nodes being at 2 degrees, there's definitely feelings coming up and out. If you're someone who can be in touch with your feelings, feelings aren't anything to be afraid of, right? Feelings show us where we really are. So honor your feelings. Give yourself extra space if you have to move some feelings through. Like I always recommend doing meditation, doing some breath work, getting in touch with how am I feeling, doing a scan, closing your eyes, doing a scan of your body. What am I feeling? How is my body feeling? Like what's going on in here, right? So anyway, I think it's going to be a beautiful week. It feels like a very sweet energy to me overall, but powerful, like subtle and powerful. Like to me, it could be a lot of dreams or just ahas, revelations, deep level conversations, heart to heart dialogues. And also with the scale, the justice and the Mars piece, there also could be people that are not as conscious, be like fighting with each other, arguments, brouhahas breaking out. Uh, so Libras, the scales, it's also like court cases, lawsuits, especially with Mars and the sun close together. There can be like fighting in courts or like lawsuits that come out. Or come out into the open, like that could happen this week. But overall, I think this is going to be a lovely week. Set your intentions for what you want for this next lunar cycle. What do you want in your life? What are you trying to accomplish? What's the next phase that you want to move into? What new things do you want to begin? It's always great to start things on the new moon. Again, Tuesday night when you go to sleep, set your intentions. If you're not an early riser, for what you want, because chances are, if you're like most of the world, you wake up after the moon's already new. You can still set intentions after the new moon. Like if you're watching this on Wednesday, you're like, darn, I missed it. It's okay. You can still set the intentions. It's just being conscious of a whole new phase beginning. So that's what I'm seeing for this week's transits. All right, so let me take a little swig of my beverage. And then we'll go into readings. Now, this is for your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or if you have a stellium, right? So we'll start with the Aries. And we'll just look at what's the Aries need to know for this week. It's coming up. You need to be aware of, what you need to be conscious of. All this energy in Libra is happening across the skies from Aries. So you may be feeling this extra strong because this will create some oppositions depending on what planets you have and where. This could be, bringing things up and into the light. Some things that you've been wrestling over for a while could become clear to you this week, though. All righty. Ooh, the success card. Yes, good week for the Aries. Success is what it says, like good news. You reach a conclusion, you reach a finish point, you can time to celebrate, like it's time to party, enjoy yourself. There's things to be proud of your accomplishments. This tiger is on the earth, so it could also be interactions with people around the world somehow, or some international pull, or making plans to do international travel, or meeting some people that are or getting together with people that are from other places on the globe. um, this guy's on a tiger. Tiger's happy to carry him along. This tiger's not usually a beast of burden, so there's a uniqueness about this week, something different. You may start something new in a brand new way this week, like to do something maybe you've never done before this week. I'm getting with the Aries. So embrace new beginnings, embrace the new. This is a great week to celebrate. It feels like, yay, finally something shifts in a powerful way for the Aries this week. Good news. All right, we'll go to the Tauruses next. creative projects, I'm hearing. Tauruses, new beginnings in creative projects. This is coming through. All right, the aloneness card is coming up. So this could mean that you're feeling alone or that you need time alone. This is not a negative aloneness. This is a positive aloneness. This is like the Hermit card in a regular tarot deck. This he's heading into the light. So this is about spiritual growth. This is about following your higher self, needing to be quiet, needing to sort of step away from everyone so that you can hear what you're being guided to do, right? And not being swayed by what people around you are doing. Definitely needing some solace, time meditating, time doing your creative projects by yourself this week. Like these feel like it can be really inspired. Like you may just have this spirit leading, your spirit guides, your higher self really giving you a clear sense of direction, or you may be not feeling so clear but needing to like just kind of, okay, I think it's this way. It's kind of like we play Marco Polo in the pool with your eyes closed. Okay, I think I'm following my voice this way. Like it could be a bit of like, I don't know what the answer is going to be, but I sense it's this direction. All you ever have to do is get the guidance for this one day, right? What today do I feel guided to do? How can I connect with spirit? How can I connect with my higher self today? That to me feels like the mantra for this week. The new beginning for Tarsus might be a new spiritual practice, a new, like, I'm going to meditate every day. I'm going to spend time. If you get your most spiritual connection when you're running or out in nature or whatever, like, I'm going to do this every day. There's a working hard energy that I'm feeling too with the Tauruses this week. But it feels like there's big growth, spiritual growth and ahas away, like, oh, I see, okay, I know, like this is the direction I'm supposed to be headed, like a clearness about new directions, new projects, new ventures. For Tauruses. Right, Geminis. Ooh. Schizophrenia card. Well, Geminis, y'all are ruled by Mercury, and Mercury's retrograde. So Mercury retrograde tends to hit you guys harder. You guys and the Virgos tends to hit you harder than usual. Schizophrenia is when you feel torn down the middle about something. The Jekyll and the Hyde, the maybe this, maybe that. So we've got all these energies in Libra, and then we've got Mercury retrograde. So it can be, if you try to figure it out this week, you can make yourself crazy. The schizophrenia card does not mean that you're mentally ill, although it could, but I'm not getting that. I'm getting that there's a decision to be made. You're feeling torn between two choices. You may have to separate yourself away from someone to get some clarity. There may be leaving a work, leaving a home, leaving there, there's definitely some movement going on. But this is not a decision that you figure out. This is a decision that you feel out. Take off your head, close your eyes, get out. Like, to me, I image sometimes just sliding my brain to the side or sliding my emotional body to the side so it can be clear for information just to move through me. This is what you guys need to do this week, because if you're trying to figure it out, I don't see that you're going to be able to. Whereas if you pause, breathe deeply, tune in. Okay, what do I feel guided to do in this moment? What is my gut telling me? What feels right in my gut, right? If you're batting it back and forth between your head, you can make yourself a little bit crazy this week. So you're definitely step away from the fire, step away from the argument, step away from your partner, step away from your friends, your kids, your mom, your dad, wherever the conflict is. Step away, don't engage, have some alone, quiet time, and get to a place where you can get a resolution and you can make this decision again. There's a choice to be made, a decision to be made. And if you be still and listen, you will be clearly guided about what that is this week. Cancers. Okay, schizophrenia happening for y'all too. All right, so you saw me shuffle that, right? If you're watching this whole thing, I just pulled the same card for the Geminis. So this is a card that represents feeling torn down the middle. You Part of you wants to go this way, part of you wants to go that way. This choice is over here, that choice is over here. I can move here or I can move there. I can do this job or I can do that job. I can't be everywhere at once. I'm feeling torn. You want me to help you here on the same day you want to help me, that you want me to help. I can't do everything. Like to me, there's a frozenness of energy. Like I can't move. It's what I'm getting with the Cancer. Like I'm feeling paralyzed. You may quite literally be stuck physically. Um, there's movement internal with breath. There's spiritual revelations. You definitely have to take your head off and feel it out. Cancers, y'all are good about feeling things out, getting in touch with your intuition. So when you find yourself up in your head, batting things back and forth, or find yourself in an argument with someone else, step away. Like, don't engage. This, like, to me, other people can make you guys feel crazy this week. And so this movement, this torn down the middle, may have to do with other people in your life. It may not even be within you. You're more like, you're some cray cray. I need to move away from you. Right. And Cancers, you guys are empaths a lot of times. So many Cancers I meet are empathic. And so, you may be picking up on just a dissonance in your environment. Right. And so it's not always you. It's often you're picking up on the energy of someone else. Move away. That's what I'm getting really strongly. Step away, go within, get quiet, get out of the head, and follow your inner voice, your inner direction. Okay. Leos. All right. The awareness card is coming up for Leos. This is a breakthrough, an aha, a realization. Like, I see now, I see clearly, coming out of the shadows into the light. It may be subtle. Like, you maybe Leos like things on a big scale, usually like big productions. This may be more subtle than you might desire, but if you like the still, people talk about the still small voice within, the inner voice. And so you have to definitely quiet yourself. Like, yeah, I'm feeling like there's a draw to like talk it out too much. You may have a realization as you're talking. Like, you may hear yourself saying to someone else the very thing that you need to hear for yourself. It may come that way. That happens to me sometimes when I'm channeling. I'll be reading for a client and I'll hear myself tell the client exactly what I need to hear. So it may be some of that energy happening this week. You may get your reveal why you're talking to someone else. It could come in a download through spiritual meditation or in your dream state, but there's definitely spirits trying to talk to you this week. Your higher guide, your higher self is trying to get a message through to the ego, right? To really listen to your heart. I'm really feeling like there's a heart energy, and that there may be heartache going on for Leos. Like, your heart has been hurt. Maybe you've lost someone, or maybe you've had relationship breakup, or I definitely feel like there's loss happening with some Leos. So you may need to baby yourself a little bit this week. Give yourself some extra TLC, soak in the tub, give yourself extra time to do things. Don't try to do too much this week, right? There's subtleties, subtle messages coming through. There may be some big messages coming through for some of you. So you may have a big, huge production going on. In most cases, I feel like it's subtle. It's a quiet voice. It's a subtle revelation. It's like, oh, this way, do this. So at any rate, it feels like might be a really great week to journal as well, to like just get the reveals as you like get the noise out of your head, so that you can know what your higher self, your guidance is leading you to do this week. It may be not about doing, it may be about being, a state of being. Anything else for Leos? No. Okay, Virgos. This is the integration card. This is one of my psychic cards in the deck. So this is about listening to your intuition. And I believe everyone is psychic. We all have intuitive abilities. Turn up the volume, or the volume is turned up louder this week for you guys, Virgo, this week. So you're ruled by Mercury as well. When Mercury is retrograde, it can cause extra friction in relationships, but also it has a tendency to reverse polarity. So if you're someone who usually operates in your intuition, it puts you up more logical, rational. A lot of Virgos are already logical, rational, and it puts you in touch with more of your intuition when Mercury's retrograde. So there's definitely a strengthening, a strong showing of intuitive messages this week, even messages from others, like loved ones that have crossed, you may be hearing from. Your guides may be showing up extra loud. I'm hearing a clearing of your throat. Like you may be like, did I hear something that like it feels like it's the energy around you, not just your own intuition. Your own intuition feels strong and like on point this week, but I feel like you may be getting messages from others. You may be picking up on loved ones that are in bodies as well, that are psychically distressed, and you're picking up on it, or you may get a message ahead of time, or you're thinking of Susie and Susie texts you or calls, I was just thinking about you, that kind of thing. Like there's definitely a confirmation of your intuitive abilities this week, Virgo. So that's extra cool, I think. Okay, Libras. New moon energy in your sign, or in your moon, or with your rising. So there's definitely an extra emphasis this week for you guys with this new moon energy in your sign. So it's like a birthday. It may literally be your birthday. So this is Libra season. But it feels really positive already for the Libras this week. Feels like a really good week for the Libras. Let's see what the card says. Oh, the card is contradicting me. This is Mercury retrograde affecting you a little bit. All right, this is the mind card. This is when you overthink things. Okay, so this is a warning to not try to get too much in your head. Like you may need to write a letter, write an email, write a text, get something off that you've been chewing on. There may be something on your brain, on your mind that you need to clear out so that you can be clearer and get a download. So this may be need to handle early in the week, like Virgo, when the we've got the Mercury retrograde and Moon in Virgo. So this is about attention on the head a lot here. And this feels like it's early in the week for like, it's like today, tomorrow, Monday. Like I feel like by Tuesday, this energy is going to be shifted for you. Like, so whatever's on your head or mind too much, address it Monday. That's what I would advise. If you're watching this later in the week, maybe you already did resolve something on early in the week. That's what it feels like to me. Like this to me does not carry on all week long. This feels like it's the beginning of the week. Although, Mercury retrograde, I feel like I need to draw another card. This is when, oh yeah, there. This is about, this is the maturity card. This is about self-care, listening to yourself, nurturing yourself, loving on yourself. This is where you feel beautiful. You may decide you want to paint or write poetry or do some artwork or be creative, get in the garden and work. Like it feels like your soul feels satisfied this week. So after an early start with some stuff that you need to address, clear it out of your brain, write it out, communicate it, get it off your mind. And then I feel like you could just like feel peaceful and enjoy the rest of the week, right? Tackle the tough stuff and then enjoy the rest of your week. That's what it feels like to me for the Libras. All right, Scorpios. All right, transformation for the Scorpios. Okay, this is a powerful card. transformation is transformation, right? And so we have Venus that's been going through your sign already. So you may already have felt some transformation when it comes to who you love, what you love, over these last month or so. It feels like something is coming to an end, though. There's an end and a new beginning. We got the new moon, but there is like, feels like it's a personal victory, something within that maybe people around you may not even notice. This feels like inner victory to me. This is what I'm feeling and sensing with this, that this is a transformation deep within, that something maybe only you know, but it feels like relief and celebration, and it's about friggin' time. Like, I'm so glad. This is a phoenix rising energy going on. This also, this could happen with some revelatory dreams. This guy's asleep, right? Or when you're meditating. But this is a powerful week, right? And I feel like whatever new intentions you guys set this week are really going to take, it's like powerful, potent, like Jack the Beanstalk seeds to me. It's like whatever you plant this week feels like it's extra potent and extra powerful. So, yeah, enjoy some great transformational energy this week. And I'm noticing all the different arms and hands. I feel like you may be having your hands, or like you may be doing a lot of different things this week. Like you're like, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, but you've got the energy to do it all. If that's what's happening, you also may have helping hands. People come in to help you, assist you, feel like you're being carried by spirit this week as well, Scorpio. So, all right. Sagittariuses. Venus moving into the sign of Sag. If some of you Sages are alone, single, you could have love come in to your life with Venus traipsing through your sign. You also may feel drawn to go back to school in some way, or learn some new things, pick up a book and learn it on your own. You may want to plan a trip. These are just some of the things that are coming up in my mind about Sages. The no thingness card. This is a blank clean slate, a new beginning. This feels like it could be a hard week. Like something feels like it's ending or dying, or there could be death, literal death involved with Sagittarius. Someone in your life could die. There could be something about your life that's over and a new beginning, and you may feel a bit of a loss. Sometimes people can stare at a blank canvas and like not know what to paint on it. Like, okay, now what? So it feels like getting quiet and letting spirit reveal to you what to paint this week, what to start new. Like you may not know what kind of new, like, well, I don't know. What do I want to start new? I don't know. Like, but I really feel like there's a shift in relationships this week with Sages. A new aspect of a relationship you're already current in shifts. You may see a new aspect in your partner. If you're single, the stage may be set for someone new to come in. It definitely feels like a transformational week, and a powerful week. And it may be very subtle, it may be very internal. You may be the only one that knows that something shifted, and you may not want to talk about it. You may not feel very social this week. You may need to get some quiet space to adjust to whatever has happened or what is happening to you this week. Like you may be taken aback this week, but overall it feels positive. It just may be disconcerting initially. And ask spirit to reveal to you what to start, what new beginnings to start, what new things to put in your life, what new ways to approach the relationships you're in or the relationships you want to be in. Someone new could come in for sure. Okay, Capricorns. The burden card. All right, this is a heaviness. This is like, oh, really? I got to carry my weight and yours too. Like, this is feeling overburdened by life. You may be carrying, literally carrying the weight for someone else. You may have extra people on your plate that you're helping out. Could be your children, could be family members, could be loved ones. And it just feels like, feeling hard to have the energy to put one foot in front of the other this week. It just feels like it may be a little off week this week. It's okay. Some weeks are like that. Some days are like that. There's some healing. I feel like this green hand here is like leading the way, like getting healing. Like you may need to literally put yourself on a table so that someone else could do massage for you or do acupuncture for you or chiropractic care. Like you may literally need to get some healing, go see a doctor. Because it feels like you're overburdened. Take a break. Like you may need to call in sick for a mental health day. You may need to just say, I can't do that for you anymore. Like to me, there needs to be, and this may not be the week to talk about. Mercury's retrograde, so we can make conversations with others kind of, and that may be what's happening. You may have wanted to say something to someone else, and it's just like, I just can't right now. I can't add this difficult conversation on top of all these other things I have to do, right? It may not be the week to deal with it, but it feels like it's something needs to be addressed. Some boundary needs to be set, some line in in the sand, like I can't do this anymore. And listen to yourself. Like don't override your own intuition when it comes to this. And if someone else is presenting themselves as a burden to you, I would also seek guidance about that. Like sometimes, people have stepped into that knowingly. They're taking care of a loved one who's ill, right? They're taking care of a child. You can't like kick a small child out of the house, right? Sometimes you just have to find the way to drop that oxygen mask to yourself, right? You're in the plane, you drop that on your face first, right? Before you can help anybody else. And it feels like you're putting other people first. And there's a need to stop and care for yourself this week. And like I said, if you can get someone else to help you do that, and even telling like, I need help, that might be something that you need to like open your mouth and say, or can you help me do this? Small conversations, beginning a conversation. You need to write out what it is that you need to say. But yeah, I feel like it's important for you to tune in to how things are really feeling for you. Like, don't allow yourself to get overburdened because it feels like you could be heading into illness by doing too much and not stopping to nurture yourself. So, I mean, Capricorns get it done. They're hardworking. They keep moving, plowing on through. But this may be the week where you're like, I can't. So don't, right? Like there's a way to step away, step back, chill, take a break somehow this week, Capricorns. Nurture yourself. Okay. Aquariuses. The receptivity card. It's a very spiritual week. I see the lotus flower here. So lotus flower grows in the muddy swamp, right? It produces its blossoms and its seeds at the same time. So it symbolizes the law of cause and effect. What you put out comes back to you. So you may be receiving the effects of causes if you already said in the past. There is an openness to receptivity from spirit direction this week, like receiving incoming data spiritually, having a big aha reveal. Oh, I've been waiting for that. Especially at nighttime, there's like an energy of the stars here and like extra reveals why you're sleeping, or maybe when the rest of the world is more quiet. Maybe you like being up at night while everybody else is asleep. I feel like there's creativity coming through. It can be like inspired creative ideas. It feels very divine, very spiritually inspired, like not coming from your own creativity, but coming through you, like moving through you. I'm also drawn to the water here in the background. So there may be like a movement to get closer to water. You may be going to the ocean or going to a lake or going to a river where you can actually get in, immerse yourself in water. It may be time to like take extra showers, soak in the tub, get in the swimming pool, sit in the hot tub. It feels like water is a healing remedy this week for the Aquarians. Breath of fresh air. Yeah. There's also I'm really drawn to the breast here. There's like a female empowerment going on, even within male Aquarians. Like we all have masculine and feminine, but there's like the breast are prominent. So the breast here to me is about the divine feminine and really feeling like you're being nurtured, like breastfed. There's like the universe knows what you need and you're getting some like spiritual sustenance, like you would be nursing. Like there's like a sense of getting your needs met in a deep fundamental way on a spiritual level that will show up physically as well. So this is a very this feels like a powerful week for the Aquarians. um, and there's like a hallelujah, like they're throwing their hands up too. They're open, they're not blocked. So I'm ready to receive. Maybe you've been looking for advice, waiting for something or someone to come in, and it comes in, you start feeling like it's coming. Yeah, so like it feels like I'm here, yay. It feels like there's also somebody waiting for someone to come in from overseas or someone to come back that's been away. um, and you're excited, you're waiting to receive word or like when they're coming. That kind of energy is coming in for, I don't know, for somebody. um, yeah. Anything else I get for the Aquarians? Nope. If you need more, you can always contact me for a private session, right? All righty. And then we have the Pisces. Success card. Start and end with the same card. Okay, so this is what it says it is. Yay, hallelujah, success. You get the job, you get the good news. You plan an international trip. You hear from someone that is from some place else on the globe. You're at a celebration, you're at a party. You get to just have some fun this week. It feels like it could be a fun week for the Pisces. Like you guys have a tendency to be pretty serious and spiritual. This feels like, oh no, make room for some fun, make room for some laughter this week. Enjoy yourself. Go after what would bring you joy this week. Yeah, it just feels like surprise gifts might be coming in, maybe spiritual gifts coming in, literal gifts coming in. Maybe this feels like it'd be a great week to like get a lottery ticket. You may receive something. It feels like there's surprise involved in this. Like I'm getting surprises this week. Good surprises is what feels like happening this week, right? Positive card for the Pisces. Okay, and that's for everybody. All right, so if you're wanting more in-depth reading, of course, you can always contact me for a private session. Happy to do that. I also do past life regressions, rebirthing, coached breath work, psychic development sessions, and house clearings, past life regressions. Did I say that? So I do individual coaching. If you want to work with me more regularly to develop your abilities, that's something that we can do in regular sessions. So yeah, I think that's all I have. So you guys have a good week. Remember to set your intentions for the new moon. All right. Peace.